Hey, what is up guys, GuitarRock here. Welcome back to another Brown Dust 2 video. So for those of you who are not aware, a couple of things, I already posted this multitude of times, right, all over on Twitter, and I figured I'll post it again on YouTube. Now, Mamone, if you guys are not aware already, you can get one copy for free. You can basically recruit her via any pack, alright? This is going to be using scrolls, of course, right? Also the same... Damn, what happened to my throat right there? The same goes through with Palette. Palette is also obtainable, but hers is story lock behind chapter 20. So if you beat chapter 20, you will be able to get Palette right there. So keep in mind that's going to be what's happening in the scrolls, usage if you guys are looking to basically invest in those, right? Now let's talk about what is happening in terms of the Powder of Hope section, right? So first things first, we got Bikini Agent Sylvia. Now, here's the thing, right? Be very careful if you are pulling for her. Now, Sylvia, in my opinion, is going to be still a relatively good character. But now, with the existence of Mamone, I'm not so sure anymore, right? The truth is, right, Darian is a better character, right? I feel like overall, Darian is a better character. Now, some of you guys might have missed on Darian because she is going to be a limited... There's two costumes for Darian, right? One is the regular one is the limited Bunny Darian. Now, if you cannot get her, Sylvia is going to be the next best water physical DPS, right? So keep in mind, Mamone is a bit different. She is going to be a HP scaling character. She works, I guess, in both cases, but you don't really need to run one type specifically, right? In most cases. For Fin Hunter, for a lot of these guild raids, etc. Now, for Sylvia, I think she's still a relatively good character. I don't think she got power creep to the point that, you know, she's bad compared to Mamone and stuff. But it's just, this is going to be specifically for in terms of investment, right? We're not talking about strength, we're talking about investment. Mamone is so cheap, man. You just get her one costume and then you can basically get away with like your DPS needs for water, right? Whereas for Sylvia, you gotta invest in 4 costumes, actually just 3, right? This one is quite important. This is the one that's going to buff your attack, all right? Your attack is increased, SP1, all right, increased for 6 turns. You usually use this one to set up first, and then you go with this particular one, all right? You hit the enemy right here 5 times, and then you go with this particular one, where this one extend the duration of all the buffs you currently have, right? So basically, you use this one, 6 turns, now you extend this by another 2 turns, all right? You are going to constantly get this particular buff art time. It's very good. However, you're gonna need this costume, you're gonna need this costume, you're gonna need this costume, right? So there's a lot of costume that you need. This one, depending on the enemy, if the enemy do a lot of hits, right, you are going to be able to benefit from the counter, right? The counter can be a pretty alright one, but usually these 3 are going to be much more needed. But you can see the issue with her, right? If you are a new player or something, right, or like even if you are a veteran player, it's really expensive, right? There's a lot of costumes that you gotta invest in. Whereas compared to someone like Mamone or even Darian, Darian has 2 costumes. Again, one limited, one is going to be there. I believe the previous one, we even get Darian for free, right? In the pass, right? The pass is already gone now, but there's going to be that, right? So keep in mind, Sylvia, I think she's okay. But if you got the other 2, which is Darian, Mamone, you know, and also like Sherazad and what's the other one? Yumi as well, which is a collab character, you can get away with not having her specifically, right? So let's talk about Powder of Hope now. So we got 4 characters right here. Again, I want to remind you guys, we just talked about Sylvia, right? We literally just talk about her, so you guys are aware of my stand on her. She's going to be quite good. You need this particular one. Now, what is the stopping point for this one, right? Sadly, the stopping point is going to be plus... It is going to be +5 to give you the maximum amount of... Look at this, right? From +4 to +5, it's quite big, man. Like, it's not just the attack percent increase, that's like 50% increase, right? But you also get the 4 turns to 6 turns, right? Your attack duration percentage lasts for 2 turns more, which makes a big difference in certain rotations, right? Or guild raids, Fin Hunter, etc., right? So keep that in mind. That's going to be very useful. Now, Palette, keep in mind, you can get 1 copy for free in the story. All right, keep that pay very close attention to that, right? If you can get that particular one for the story, I would recommend getting that one in particular. Now, for now, I made a video about Palette talking about her damage. Her damage is really good, right? It is kind of insane. Now, I'm not sure how she's going to be in the future, because I have a feeling this is not going to be her only costume. She's going to probably have one more, right? Because she has this costume right now that is going to be cooldown time of 3 turns, right? If you max everything. The truth is 3 turns, that means you are going to use a skill 1 time, and then 1 turn you cannot do anything, you just use normal attack, and then you can like alternate between using her skill, but that means depending on what costume she gets later on, she might be broken, she might be insane, or she can just be mid, right? But right now, I think if you're looking at damage, it is going to be very strong. This particular costume does insane damage, right? Again, because it is a 3 turn, that means that you can only use this skill once every few turns, right? Compared to Sacred Yostia, which spams her skills every turn, you are going to get left behind just because of the turn, the turn duration basically cucking you in that particular regards, right? So keep that in mind. So for Palette, I feel like she could be okay, she could not be okay depending on the situation. Now for 2 other characters right here, we got both Michaela, Archbishop, and retired legend Olivia. So where do they come in, right? For Michaela, here's my stance on her, right? With Olivia right now in existence, I feel like Olivia is just a better character. However, these two, do they really compete? They could both be used in a separate team, right? You don't have to use them together. Michaela is a little bit harder to use just because of this particular defense and magic resistance reduced by 90%. So Michaela's concept is basically she applies insane buff on herself on her 2 costume, right? She has this one and this one. Now what does this do, right? This one you can see she gets crit damage up to 500%, right? She boosts her crit damage by a lot. 500% boost for 6 turns. However, her defense and magic resistance go down by 90%. That's a lot of reduction, right? That means she's going to be squishy as heck, man. So in some Fiend Hunter, because of these requirements, she's just bad because like the boss is going to one-shot you. You're going to die. If you're a DPS, you die. Then what's the point, right? What's the point if you're just going to die? So in some cases, that's why she's going to be a little bit difficult to use for new players. I usually don't recommend Michaela for newer player, right? So keep that in mind. She also has this costume. Again, you gotta have this. This one basically takes away 80% of your HP, right? Your current HP, but increase your magic attack by 200%. Now again, that's insane, right? It boosts your magic attack, but it takes away your HP though, right? So is there even a benefit from this, right? So in most cases, these two, they come with a big sacrifice and it's going to be quite difficult to use depending on the situation. If you are going to be required to be hit by the boss, usually in a lot of Fiend Hunter and guild raids, the boss needs to hit you to apply some buffs that you're going to get from the boss, right? Increasing your property damage, your attack percent, your crit damage percent, something along those lines. And Michaela is too situational for that. I still like her in terms of this particular costume because her best costume, this particular one, it is going to be a very decent tile, right? For Tower of Salvation, I use her a lot. It also is a 2 SP, right? Even though the SP decreased by 6 points, right? This is going to be a big debuff if you have plenty of SP. But if you only have like 2 or 3 SP left, I think this is not that big of a deal, right? In my opinion, right? So that's going to be what it is. Again, for new players, I would avoid Michaela for now. Olivia seems like a better character to basically pull, right? So there's multiple Olivia costumes. The truth is, this particular Olivia costume, in my opinion, right, it is going to be, I wouldn't say it's useless, but it is going to be probably the least important one out of the 3, right? You have this one that is very crucial to give her back the SP, right? She needs the SP. This one is going to give you a bunch of SP, big tile range as well. So this one is preemptive. You can use this before the battle. You are going to increase your magic attack up to 80%, right? You increase your magic attack up to 80%. And then this one is going to be the one that consumes all SP. The more SP you have, the more percentage damage you are able to do. So these 3 are going to be the more important ones. This one is like an additional one, right? It creates a domain, increase allies magic attack by 100%. The truth is, it's alright, it's okay, right? I wouldn't place this as high tier compared to the other 3. Now, if you really want to, right? This 3 is going to be the one that you want to +5. This one, in my opinion, you know, you can get this up a little bit. The damage is okay, it hits in the straight line. But in most cases, you can get away with it. I'm not saying that it's not important at all. I'm not saying that it's useless. But it's just that the other 3 is probably going to be enough for you to be able to beat Fiend Hunter up to level 10, right? So keep that in mind. Now, in terms of stopping point, where is going to be the good stopping point, right? You can see at +1, you want to at least get +1 for all of this. Usually the SP reduction, very important. But for her, it's going to be the +2. Alright, +2 so that you get the 60% to 80%. Alright, you are going to do that. +4 can be a bit expensive, but if you want to go that, that's going to be the next stopping point, right? So in terms of priority, right? If you're looking to build Sylvia, right? Definitely you can consider getting this. If not, you are now pulling for Mamone right now, then go that route instead, right? Now, for those of you who are thinking, right, oh, should I get Sylvia? Should I get Mamone? Now, I want to remind you guys again, Brown Dust 2 developers themselves mentioned that there's a collaboration coming soon, right? They say that it's going to be a rerun collab. Now, I'm not aware, they didn't really mention which collab are they rerunning. So there could be 3 possibilities, right? Senran Kagura, Mushoku Tensei, or the, in our case, the Goblin Slayer, which I think is unlikely. So a lot of people speculating it's going to be Mushoku Tensei, right? Because that is going to be, we are going to have a new season coming soon or something. I have no idea, right? I don't really follow Mushoku Tensei's new season anime and stuff, but that's what I've heard. Again, rumor, speculation, no idea, right? But they did say that alongside with the collaboration, they are going to rerun one more new character, whichever they are going to rerun, right? So if you guys are not sure, can wait for the announcement and see how it goes. I don't think any of these characters are going to be that important in particular, but if you already got Olivia, all the other 3 costumes, you want to get this, I would say pretty decent choice right there, right? The truth is, in Mushoku Tensei, we got Roxy, which is going to be a decent water DPS, and also we get one more character, which is going to be Yumi in Senran Kagura, right? Those can be decent enough for you to be able to run in water teams. One more thing to consider, the Mirror Wars. Right now, we have made Bikini Rubia. Now, how strong is this costume? Ideally, I would say this is probably one of the better ones, actually, right? If you're looking to get Rubia up, she's the only character. I can't remember if there's one more character that can do this, but can do DOT vulnerability, right? So very, very strong if you're trying to run DOT as a whole. Paired with Leatrice, she is pretty much going to be crucial in a lot of cases. Get her to at least +1, so you get this up to 3 SP. But in most cases, if you're trying to improve her damage overall, I think she's worth it, right? To go all the way up at +3, you can see the DOT vulnerability is going to be even higher, right? And then +4 and +5 is just, oh, I guess +4. +5, she even get higher, 50% more. But if you cannot afford it, right, it is just going to be the +1 that's going to be very, very important to at least reduce the SP so you are able to cycle it through easily, right? So keep that in mind. That's going to be the very, very important one. So yeah, with that being said, that's going to be it for this particular video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe. Give this video a like if you guys enjoyed it, and have a nice day. Goodbye.